So in this video, I want to talk about chain piecing. So what does chain piecing mean? That means if you have multiple things that you're piecing and you want to make sure that you are feeding them through your sewing machine, one after another, without breaking the threads. So normally if you have a machine that will end with their needle down, and that means you don't have to lift your presser foot. You would just feed the next piece of fabric that you're sewing together through the machine, so you save a lot of time. The biggest part is you save a lot of thread, because instead of cutting threads every time, you always have a tail, and then when you start you have that tail, and so you're eliminating the tails, which means a lot less thread. Now I have the chance with my machine, I can set it to end in the needle down position, and then the foot will half lift. I love that feature because that really helps me with my chain piecing. I can feed my piece through, and then if I have to stop midway, the needle will end down, so it keeps the piece stable. But now I'm ready to just slide the next piece in and sew all the way through. So this way you can also keep your units more organized as they are all staying together until you get to your next spot in the pattern and you go to press these pieces. So that brings me to another term that you may have heard, and that is a leader and ender project. So as I'm piecing my units and I have my last piece fed through, instead of clipping the seams, I like to have another project on the side that I'm working on that is just simple, something I can sew, that is my leader and ender. What that means, I will finish this piece with my leader and ender project, and that way I leave this piece hanging in my sewing machine, so it's hanging in the threads. I just always have a nice small set of scissors by my sewing machine so I can clip from behind, leave this piece hanging, and now I have my string of chain pieced units ready to take over to my ironing board. So as I get to my ironing board with my chain of pieced units, I like to use a cutting gizmo or some type of a thread cutter. This is an old one, so it is obsolete, it's not available anymore, but we have similar ones on the website, like the blade savers. These are really neat because you can use blades that may have gotten a nick in it, and you can, so regular rotary cutting blades, 45mm blades. But what this does, and I love this at my ironing board, I will line up my chain pieced units and then cut the threads and stack all my units up really quickly, and then they're just ready to go straight to pressing, and so I'm keeping them organized at the same time.